Hello, friends. I've been watching a video from a YouTuber called Better Bachelor, and I feel so much better that I did. I feel I just feel more grounded now because I've really been struggling with relationships for 15 years. Um, I have really given all that I could give to men, and I've been very friendly and loving and generous and kind, and I just haven't been respected. I haven't been appreciated at all by these men. And so I thought it was just me, I really thought maybe I'm the only one struggling with this. But as I'm listening to this hate speech coming from this YouTuber, I realized that it's not just me who's struggling with this. It's a lot of people because I went and read the comments. So this guy, the Better Bachelor, he talks a lot of trash about women and puts women down, and he's very insulting, he's very rude towards women, and he's very misogynist, and he's clearly coming from a place of trauma. He's obviously been hurt a lot in his life, and he's blaming all of that hurt and pain on women. And that's not fair because we've all experienced a lot of hurt and pain. I mean, for God's sake, we're in a war. We're battling against principalities and powers, that are far beyond most the grasp and the comprehension of most human beings. This is no joke up in here, and males and females, we should be trying to unite instead of trying to tear each other down, and instead of trying to find fault with each other. I can appreciate a healthy dialogue and a healthy conversation about the relationships dynamics between males and females. I'm happy to do that. And I haven't really seen that yet. I haven't seen anything like that yet. I've seen a lot of pressure that males have been placing on females. That's just my perspective, and I'm sure that there are a lot of males, especially after reading this the comments that were written to in response to the Better Bachelor's video. A lot of men are really feeling like women have been pressuring them to fix everything, and that they're underappreciated and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that my perspective is the perspective, which is a kind of the problem that I have with this guy. And he has like 200,000 followers, which was really surprising to me as well, because like I said, it is very misogynist. It's very rude to women. It's very um not interested in fixing any of the problems, but just kind of pointing out how women suck and how men are so great. And there were so many comments to agree with this point of view. It blows my mind. But in another way, I feel kind of relieved that I'm not the only one who's frustrated with regards to the battle of the sexes, and it's a very real battle. I mean, these men are they're venomous. These men are spitting venom. They're saying they would rather just end humanity than to sleep with a feminist and stuff like that. And then I mean, it's just so much that I didn't know about. I really didn't know that there was this whole culture of males out there who really have so much frustration when it comes to women, that they've given up and that they're really not interested in loving women anymore, and that they would rather masturbate, or they would rather go to third world countries and be sex tourists. These are the kinds of things that these are the alternatives that they're offering to a healthy relationship between a man and a woman in a Western country. And so enter in the sex trafficking and the sex tourism, which is a booming industry, absolutely booming. And I mean, I can't say that I wouldn't do it if I had that kind of money. If I had the kind of money to go travel and find me some beach boys and have a good night, I probably would too. Um, so I'm not judging anyone. I guess I'm just saying that um, we have a lot of work to do with regards to trying to understand each other and trying to make something out of this experience that we have, because as Westerners, we have an opportunity to sort of upgrade the whole human race, because people in third world countries, they're subjected to our whims. They're subjected to our decisions and our lusts and our desires and all of that. And it's sad because those people have values. People in third world countries, native people, they have values. They they have a lot to teach us, but we'll never get it that way. But we can try to find that native person inside of ourselves that is interested in um what is a what what is healthy and what is right and what is good between men and women. How can we proceed forward? We're in this culture of males just being so objectified that they're either totally inaccessible because they're successful, right? So a successful man is never available. That's off limits, and um he's either married or he's some kind of like, man about town. And then you have, of course, all of the LGBT community, all of those, and that community is absorbing a whole lot of men, a lot of men. And if you're not LGBT and you're under the age of, like, say 50, then you can be an F boy, and so you got males going around calling themselves F boy, and just kind of looking at women as a sexual experience and not really seeing into it any deeper than that. And it's kind of messed up because these F boys have their soulmate out there, and they can meet their soulmate but just totally take it for granted and overlook it because they're just for fun, you know. So there's a lot of work to do. After reading this guy's comments, I feel nihilistic when it comes to this subject, and I hope that I can get some hope somewhere. I'll continue having an open mind, because for me this was like going to the other side. I remember I used to be a hardcore leftist for my whole life up until like 4 or 5 years ago when Trump was elected, because it was just so much pressure for me to be angry about everything, and to not really examine the other side, that I just had to examine the other side because the pressure was building up. So I went over to the other side and I started learning about Trump and learning about the right agenda and all this stuff, and pro-life and all that. And so I was so glad that I did, but I felt like a spy, and I felt like an infiltrator, like, I'm going like a traitor, like I'm going over to the other side. And that's kind of how it felt listening to The Better Bachelor. I was kind of like, and reading the comments too. The comments are just, wow, wow. These are real men that feel this way. And there weren't any dislikes. So many of their comments were repulsive, and contemptible and dishonorable, just as human beings. Some of the crap they were saying, but they didn't have any dislikes. So and these had hundreds of likes. That was another thing. It just blew me away. I'm like, is this for real, or is this just YouTube messing with me? Because I don't really believe everything I see, as you know. But nevertheless, I was, their first dislike. I added quite a few dislikes, not too many, just the ones that were particularly hateful. Um, I'm not going to cite any examples. If you're interested in hate against women, go to the Better Bachelor YouTuber, and you'll see what I mean. Uh, but I kind of feel better, I kind of feel like, okay, so I'm not the only one who's teetering on this, or who's, but I at the point of copping out, because I feel like copping out. Why give up? I just give up. That's what I feel like saying. I give up. I don't want to try to date anymore. I don't want to try to be anybody's woman. I can't do it. It's too hard. And that's what I saw, and that's what I heard in those comments. That's what it was all about. And the Better Bachelor himself, and he's probably some kind of pervert, sex traveler, sex tourist or something, or just chronic masturbator. I don't know, but And he's an intelligent person and a normal guy, you know, like there's nothing creepy about him other than his outlook on women is pretty creepy and creeps me out. But yeah, I'm glad that, I mean, I know it sounds messed up, but in some way I do feel kind of pleased and satisfied that I'm not the only one who's at that place of just absolute frustration, you know, just at the brink of wanting to give up, just feeling like it's over, you know, like we're never going to have healthy relations between men and women anymore, and we're never going to respect each other. I have given so much respect and love out for free to so many different men, and I know that's telling a lot about myself, but I'm a lover, and that's all I ever wanted to do. So I've given out so much and I have gotten bullocks in return. So it's really, I'm there. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Bye.